Well, good afternoon and welcome to Punchestown for What's the Word. We're looking ahead to the Wednesday action. It's Tuesday here right now and the weather's not great, but hopefully the rain's going to get into the ground because I know we've got selections along here that are crying out for rain softened ground. Joined by Nicola McGeady from Ladbrokes. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
You are dressed appropriately. Jenna's got the 7 coats on as well.
No, that's a waistcoat.
Waistcoat and Juki. You well?
Yeah, I'm happy enough. I slept in these clothes.
Why didn't you comment on Juki's attire?
Because he's got sunglasses.
Oh, yeah. Rookie mistake.
We're going to start with the grade ones. 3 grade ones, of course, on the card. We'll start with the Daily Beer Novices Hurdle at 5:30, over 3 miles. And who's going to jump in first with carefully? Actually, do you know what? You go with the prices
Should
first,
we go
Nicola.
with the prices first then?
Yeah.
Well, Manila Indo, who was obviously the shock 50-1 Albert Bartlett winners, are favoured at 130. But I've heard, we were talking just before we shot here, and I think we're all on the same page. I really like Carefully Selected because Willie Mullins has had to be patient with this horse, you know, but he did come back and he battled hard to win at Limerick, beating Lord Schnitzel. And I think, he comes here fresher than a lot of his rivals, so Carefully Selected will be the one for me.
Okay. Whichever wants to jump in first, because this is a pure bandwagon, isn't it? Although I think you were the first member of the club, Judy.
This is the future of national horse racing, Tom. When they write the Carefully Selected Chronicles, they were going to just forget about 2019, but now he's going to win a grade 1, so that's great. Just 3 miles, this is what he's always wanted. Top class bumper horse over a trip that didn't suit him. He wasn't that impressive in Limerick, but his attritional style doesn't lend itself to flashy performances. He just grinded out. He jumped particularly well. He's just the model racehorse. The future of national racing starts tomorrow. Okay,
well, you're not going to top that, Jenna. So just tell us maybe why you're opposing those front 3 home from the Albert Bartlett.
I don't like the Albert Bartlett form. I thought Manila Indo got run away with and then kind of did dig it out. Front 2 were a long way clear. A lot of them didn't run their races. A couple of JPs in there. Birchdale was disappointing. I just thought it was a race just to forget about. As regards Carefully Selected, I put him up in the Racing Post last week at 9-2, thinking this was the best value of all time. This is going to go off 2-1, and he's still 9-2. So
I can't believe they don't listen.
I know, unbelievable. Look, Ruby's on Allaho, which is a little bit disappointing. But I like Juki. I thought at Limerick, I thought Carefully Selected was value for more than a winning margin, and his jumping was particularly fluent. I thought 3 miles around here with that bit of rain, it's tailor-made for him. I can't believe he'll go off at 92.
Okay, we're all aboard the Carefully Selected bandwagon. The 605, the Coral Punchestown Gold Cup. We got the winner of the actual Gold Cup, the Dublin Gold Cup, and of course the Aintree Bowl as well. So it's pretty deep renewal. How do they bet?
Well, it's interesting to know that, Kenboy's slight favourite. Some people might disagree. We're top price though, Kenboy at 6-4. I suppose the performance at Aintree has given him that edge in the betting. But Paul Townend seems very happy and really delighted to be partnered again with Alboom Photo and that Ruby didn't kick him off. I honestly believe there's more value in backing Alboom Photo. He's around 13-8. After that, there's quite a bit of a gap in the market with Bells Hill in there at 11-2. Again, Ladbrokes are top price there. He won here 12 months ago, but we're happy to take him on.
Bells Hill or Alboom Photo. I mean, 2 of them have history here. Alboom Photo wants to come back and make up for last year. Bells Hill won this race last year. Or are you with Campbell?
I think the only value in the race, and I'm hoping you'll agree with me, is Bells Hill each way, because I think he's the one that's guaranteed to finish in the first 3, and he's 3 times the price of the other 2. As regards the 2 at the top of the market, the one I prefer is Kenboy. I thought his performance at Aintree was better than Alboom Photo's performance in the Gold Cup. And it's funny, I watched the Gold Cup back yesterday. Alboom Photo didn't jump as well as you think. He got in tight to a couple, and while he's slick away from his fence, he doesn't get that high. The fences actually here at Punchestown take a little bit more jumping than the fences at Cheltenham. I thought Kenboy was able, he had that tactical speed to make his own pace, because Bristol Lamai wanted to make it and he couldn't. Kenboy had that tactical speed. I think he's a better horse than Alboom Photo, and I do think he'll finish ahead of him. Would I be shocked if it was the other way around? No. That's just my opinion. But Bells Hill won the race last year. I think he was still feeling the effects of his run in the Irish Gold Cup at Leopardstown on that really quick ground, because
was nuts.
It looked to me as though when he was landing, he was still in the back of his mind thinking this ground is hard, and he wasn't landing running even over the first 3 or 4 fences. I think that contributed to the mistake which basically ended his race. Ruby pulled him up very early, and if you read the Racing Post on Monday, Ruby Walsh said going into the Cheltenham Gold Cup he had no hesitation whatsoever in picking Bells Hill over Kenboy and Alboom Photo. You're getting 6-1 each way. I think that's very fair.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm loving your psychoanalysis of Bells Hill and his thoughts process. By
Yeah,
the
I
way.
think
He's,
so, yeah.
Yeah, it's very good.
Me
It's
and
very-
Bells Hill are on the
yeah,
same wavelength.
It's the same wavelength. What about you, Jiggy?
Well, he is a horse that probably could do with some time on the couch, because if ever he threw away the Irish national, and if ever a horse bolted up by 3/4 of a length, he did it last year. I mean, he basically stopped for the last half of a furlong. So he's 3 of the last 4 Punchestown festivals he's won it. You'd forget that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
He's a chance to make himself a Punchestown legend tomorrow. I have had a wager each way at 6-1.
Me too.
So Wisma crowds, we can't both be wrong, obviously. Yeah, I just thought he looked a big price. I would have had him more like 4-1. I think on the right hand of the track, he's a different horse on the right hand.
Yeah,
I think he's got to go close.
I'm in agreement here. Well, worryingly agreeing with you, Per, which is never a good thing. Right, at 6:40, it's the Racing Post app champion bumper there. That's a Grade 1 contest. Do we have betting for this as yet? Or?
Well, we do. I'll give you some tissue prices. Lots are going to be vying for favouritism
No
here
doubt.
because it's such an open race. And obviously we're going to wait for punters really to decide who should be favourite. But a few, of course, are reopposing from the Dublin Racing Festival. Abracadabras, who went through the rail, has a bit of an attitude problem, but will probably be slight favourite. Beacon Edge came from a long way back to come fourth, and I think there's more improvement to come from him. But my pick has to be Cole Reevy. He's a very good mare, looked very good last year, and I think she's going to come on a great deal from her last run. She'll be, again, maybe around the 5-1 mark.
Yeah, she'll be able to thieve a bit of each way value out of that. Your favourite trainer, Noel Mead,
Yes.
has this Beacon Edge here. Spoke to him yesterday. He couldn't really remember any of his runners that he had, if I'm honest, in the interview, except for Beacon Edge that he gave a very warm
He did. He actually
review
put it
of.
up in the Monday jury in the Racing Post on Monday as well. And the key thing with Beacon Edge is when he won his bumper for Nicky Richards, he was more workmanlike than impressive. But the second horse won next time out as well. Then he moved to Gigginstown, moved to Noel Mead, and to be honest, I'd say most people going into Leopardstown never heard of the horse. And I thought he put up a pretty eye-catching performance. He finished fourth. He was so far back and had to make up so much ground against the likes of Envoy Allen. I thought that was a really good run. I spoke to Damien McGillick, who's Noel Mead's assistant at Navan on Sunday, and he said he's working really, really well. I'd say he's a very good horse, and this is not a very good renewal of the race, despite the fact that we sponsor it. But
Get a message,
sorry, Tom.
Richie.
But I just think Beacon Edge is the one. I think he will be a Grade 1 hurdler next season, so I'm hoping he'll start that process here.
Good stuff. What about you, Jiggy?
Well, Nicola and David have already mentioned it. He was disadvantaged by track position in the race that probably holds the key to tomorrow's race. The only thing I'd add was that was only the second run of his life and his first run in 3 months. So I'll go with Beacon Edge as well.
Yeah, we're all with Beacon Edge. This is very
The
boring.
last
Right,
time we agreed like this, I think, was about Rachel McAdams, wasn't it?
Yeah, a winner as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, we'll go back to the start of the card. And Jiggy, you like one in the Adair Manor final?
Is that
General likes
Oh,
one.
I do,
yeah.
number
Rock the
eight, number 8 in your card, Rock the Bomb for John Kiley and Darrow O'Keefe. Ran in a Pertemps qualifier at Leopardstown, the famous Pertemps qualifier where Davy Russell managed to cuddle Sire de Burley into 6th.
Magical
Just
6th.
in front of him was Rock the Bomb, who was equally as eye-catching. He runs off the same mark here of 121. And in this race, Darrow O'Keefe is very valuable. He claims £4. He's a really good rider. I'd say this has been the plan since that run in the Pertemps qualifier, and I'll be very happy, hopefully, with a double-figure price.
Yeah, He's that claim seems to be nicely nursed throughout the season as well, doesn't it? In the Connie's Red Mills final, you like one here. We saw him on Tyestes Day winning, but was stepped up.
Yes, he was very good. He was very good that day, and that form has had a good boost since. And he's such a raw horse. He was pricking his ears. He wasn't paying attention at the last at all. He's a horse with a lot of potential. Just couldn't act on the ground.
That's the big dog.
The big dog
Yeah,
is
can we
right.
get a name, please?
He couldn't function on the quick ground of the DRF. The BD couldn't, the TBD couldn't act on the fast ground. Gets his cut in the ground tomorrow, and I think he's got a real good chance. The likely favourite 0-10 stamina concerns.
Absolutely, and like I said, for fans of the big dog and carefully selected, you're welcoming that rain that is falling far too much out there right now. Elsewhere in the Handicap Chase at 7:10, I think you like one here.
I do, yeah. I think I've backed this horse at the last 5 Punchestown festivals, but Blast of Coleman for Robert Tyner and Philip Enright. I know,
go on,
but
okay.
his form,
Make your case.
He's run 6 times at Punchestown, okay? He won on New Year's Eve here over hurdles, okay? In the race last year, he was beaten in the neck by Patrick's Park. His form, he's been second to Magic of Light. He's been second to Invitation Only, all at Punchestown. He just absolutely loves the place. I'd say Robert Tyner, put him away for this. He goes well fresh. He's £5 higher than when he was second in the race last year, but it was a better race last year. It was a more competitive race. It's just, this is what he wants. He wants this trip, he wants this track, he wants this ground. He's got the headgear on.
Lightweight
Enough
as well.
said.
Lightweight. You were opposing him with a classier animal, though.
Well, Size and Granite, who was last seen in Punchestown running behind Bell's Hill in the Coral Punchestown Gold Cup. And
Well, not last seen now, but was seen.
last seen in Punchestown.
Last seen a punch
Did I
down,
not say
yeah.
that? Poor
Just get
shot,
that right
poor
now.
shot, yeah. But he then went missing after that. I
Yeah.
came back to unfortunately run into a complete skeleton plot job up in air. But he's been dropped £2 for somehow. It must be something to do with the Irish and English races for that run. He won the same race in 2017 off a £2 higher mark. Now, he's an 11-year-old who wears plenty of jewellery, but if he shows up in the form that he was in air, it's a good night for the opposition.
Okay, doke. So you're with Size and Granite,
Size and
and
Granite.
you're going to pose him with
Blast of Cumin.
of Cumin. Oh my goodness. Do you have anything in the mare's bumper?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is coming my bet of the day in this, but go on.
This is some bumper. This is as good as it gets. Like, these mares are all, I think they're proper grade 1 mares, to be honest. Gypsy Island is likely to be favoured, very impressive at Fairy House. Then you've got Manila Melody, who is second at Aintree. But I actually I know the jockey is a big worry, but this Daylight Katie ran a remarkable race at Aintree to finish third, was just behind Manila Melody, got shuffled right back on the home turn, then had to make her ground in the middle of the track under a jockey that I'd say might have got a little bit tired halfway up the running. Like, I think it's fantastic that he's riding the horse. If I owned a horse and I was about 4 or 5 stone lighter, I would ride the horse as well.
yeah.
I think he's perfectly entitled to do
He
so.
owns the
You're
horse,
supposed to say 2 there, Nicola. And I would love for him to win. I think she's an incredibly good mare with a serious engine. I think this track will suit her. It's a little bit tighter. I think she's actually better going right-handed. And I think she'll reverse that form with Manila Melody, and I think she'll win.
Okay, you think she'll win? Do you like one of the mare's bumper?
Didn't really look at it.
Okay, doke. Well, I do like Gypsy Island. I
yeah,
think
she's very
she
good,
looks
yeah.
different gear, and I'd be intrigued if Gordon Elliott's horse can finish in front of her. By the way, if you do want to have a go, I have a mechanical equisizer. You can have a go just to see how difficult it is to ride a finish. If you want to go on that, it's a spring-loaded one, so you have to push
What
it
are you laughing
yourself. I don't know.
Can't be
You
well
just,
even.
just so you think, jockeys. You're there, and you're that betting shop jockey who's
did.
always giving it
I
large.
did
Go on, push it harder.
3 horse riding lessons I did.
Yeah.
It was sore.
Yeah, well, this one has short leathers.
Not a natural was how my instructor
Not
described me.
natural.
Yeah.
Right, that'd be your spotlight, would it?
Not a natural, yeah. More improvement to come.
Let's move on to our best bets of the day. Go on, Nicola, we'll start with you. Best bet on Wednesday, 2 of them for us.
Oh, okay. I'll go with Albion Photo in the Gold Cup, opposing, I think, most of you, and then Cole Reevy in the bumper. And carefully selected. I have 3.
Yeah, carefully selected.
Sorry,
That's
can't
good.
leave that
Go on,
out.
Jenna.
I think we're all going to go for carefully
we'll
selected.
just put carefully selected across
Yeah.
the bound, so it's something aside from carefully selected.
Other than that, I like in the 640, the Racing Post bumper, I like Beacon Edge, and in the 710, Blast of Coleman.
Good stuff.
So I would go 420, the Big Dog, and 605, Bell's Hill.
Good stuff. And of course, we're all with carefully selected. We'll be back again tomorrow. Looking forward to Punchestown.